Good morning. It's Dee from CatalystEnergies. Thanks for joining me. I'm so grateful that you're here. It's December 17th, 2019, and this is your Daily Catalyst. As I bring up the chart for today, I just want to take an extra moment to thank everybody for bearing with me as I get back into the groove and get back on a schedule here. I know that getting these videos out before the day happens is actually where it's most beneficial. And I'm not gonna lie, this weekend really kicked my ass. I'm sure that I'm not the only one. That Jupiter, Trine, Uranus was really intense, and the reverberation is still happening as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure other people are experiencing as well. So an extra thank you for those who are on the journey with me and are patient. And it's just how life is. We do things, we fall over, we pick ourselves up, and we keep going, and we learn from our situations and our experiences. And so that's what we're all here to do, and I'm not going to front like I'm any different. So, all right, here we are, December 17th, 2019. Here is our chart of the day. We have the moon in the sun in Sagittarius, 25 degrees, 23 minutes, getting very close actually to this galactic center, which within the next day or so. So I feel like we'll talk more about that soon, but there will be some illumination on that point where Jupiter and Venus conjuncted over the galactic center not that long ago. So maybe some clarity and some illumination around our mission and what that meant for us and what it still means for us. But in the meantime, let's talk about the moon today. She is in Virgo now. This is a very detail-oriented energy, very analytical. We're really being drawn inwards to put all of the things that we have learned so far with the moon's progression since the full moon in Gemini into their proper places. This is the data analysis stage. This is part of the growth cycle where all of the plant's energy goes into the roots and the soil and is supporting the growth of the fruit now that the plant has been pollinated. And so the action is not very visible on the surface, and most of what's happening is very active, but it's all under the surface. That is why Virgo is the hermit in the tarot. The hermit is away from society, but what the hermit is doing is taking their time away from society, off the surface in a way, and constantly working on themselves in order to eventually be the light for the world and to master themselves. So we're really feeling drawn inwards today to be meticulous about everything that has happened so far. Now, this is very much supported by this grand Earth trine right here today, which is so nice, so grounding, and so anchoring, especially because it is with Jupiter in Capricorn here and Uranus in Taurus, where that trine just happened. So I talked about this in the weekend recap about how this trine was an activation of a physical template that we are putting into place here. And it was swift, and it was sudden, and it was very uncomfortable. I know for me personally, and for many people I know personally, that this activation has come into physical form and has been it was very sudden and has been very uncomfortable, and it is still here. Now, the great thing is that this moon in Virgo is now anchoring it into this really harmonious Earth trine. And so what we've experienced and what we've learned in this situation is now being drawn into this space internally for each of us, where we can take what we've learned and put it through the analytical system to put all of the pieces in their place. And that means actually doing the things to organize everything that we're feeling internally. And that could manifest in, journaling is a really good way to understand those pieces, or actions that you can take in your home or in your life, organizing and cleaning and putting things and getting rid of things and activating this meticulous analysis of what's going on. because what happened with this Jupiter and Uranus was very powerful and is still really powerful and is going to be very important as we move forward through 2020. And so the moon today with this grand Earth trine really, really anchoring that in and giving us an opportunity to really analyze all of that information internally. There's going to be a sextile, a 60-degree angle with the North Node in Cancer today. So that's also supporting this collective mission, this collective drive towards the nurturing emotional stability that we as a collective are moving towards. We are moving away from this Capricorn energy where the South Node is. We've mastered that energy of creating something physical, of being diligent and hardworking, and paternal even. And we've mastered that. We know how to use it, which is really great with all this other energy in Capricorn, because we can really harness that as we connect with all of this stuff in Capricorn. But our collective energy is moving towards this nurturing, mothering energy, taking care of ourselves, taking care of the earth, taking care of each other. And what we're coming to analyze is really being activated by this collective progression towards this energy. There is some tension with Mercury, the ruler of the mind, in Sagittarius. It's always about the big picture. Mercury in Sagittarius, to me, is definitely has the potential of jumping to conclusions. You know, it is not very based in anything grounded. It's very expansive. It's very optimistic, but is also jumping to conclusions. And this is squaring this moon in Virgo today. And so we might be feeling that tension of, well, I still think it's going to be, you know, great, and I'm looking up towards the sun and like the big truth and the big picture, the ultimate truth. But it's really squaring like, well, what am I actually analyzing here? What information has actually come in that I am now trying to piece together and put through my analytical system internally? So we could be really feeling that today as well. The moon is waning. That means that her light is diminishing now that we've had the full moon. And as we get closer to the end of the cycle with the new moon, she will become less and less powerful. So as there is still light here, and before we reach that third quarter square, which is a crisis in consciousness, we still have a really good opportunity here with the moon to really take in as much information as we can that we've taken in so far, from Gemini through Cancer, through the moon in Leo. And now we have all of this information that we can really put through our computer system of our intuition and from our internal sources in order to later come to a conclusion when the moon gets around into Sagittarius, right before the annular solar eclipse, which happens on the new moon on Christmas. And that's going to be very important. But for today, definitely, you know, align with this grand Earth trine. It's so beautiful and grounding and anchoring, and can really bring us back to ourselves. I'm going to leave it there for today. This has been the Daily Catalyst for December 17th, 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate it. If you're interested in any of my services for readings or distance Reiki, or you just want to reach out to ask questions or get support, all of my information is in the description box below. You can find me on Facebook, and there is a lot of daily activity that happens there. And I would love to connect with you at any point about whatever it is that's going on for you. So thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.